Hey guys, my name is Kelly Jan, and I'm currently a Senior Ruby Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And tonight's call is specifically going to be about how to build a Plexus business with your spouse, but it's not necessarily with your spouse, meaning that he or she is also actively building the business, out recruiting and out doing all of the things that we think of when we think of somebody who's an active Plexus ambassador, but more taking advantage of, in a very positive way, the fact that Plexus allows us to be able to sign up our spouse to have a second business within a household. That is very unheard of in most network marketing companies, but Plexus is very unique in that sense. And I get asked all the time, Kelly, how are you building a business with your spouse and using your spouse as a second business builder in your home? And it's funny, I sometimes feel like that question sort of come in cycles, and over the last 2 weeks I've maybe had 10 downlines ask me the same types of questions, and I've spent a lot of time doing some explaining, and so I thought it would best be served to have a Zoom call and to explain some of the things that I walk through with those ambassadors, so that you'll have it, and it'll be on video, and it'll be recorded so you can reference back to it. So very simply, we understand this business, everybody that's an ambassador on this, to be something that you are doing yourself. You signed up to be a Plexus ambassador. You're sharing the opportunity for the products with different people, and they're deciding how they would like to get involved, either as an ambassador or a customer. We all understand the compensation plans. If we have customers and anything that goes through our website, we get paid either 15% or 25%. We understand the comp plan in that way. We also get paid with points, and that is a profit sharing system that Plexus has in place, where we get paid down our first 7 levels. We get paid 5 points for our levels 1 through 3, and then we get paid 4, 3, 2, and 1 point as we go down in levels. That's sort of a second way that we get paid with Plexus. And then we also get paid that 5% override bonus for everything over 100 for our level 1. So we all understand that, and I think that we understand that when we build ourselves, how that works. And then we think about, well, what happens when we sponsor our spouse? How does that play into the mix of things? When should I sponsor my spouse? What's the right timing? How do you do it? So right now, I'm a Senior Ruby Ambassador, and my husband is a Senior Gold Ambassador. So I will use us as an example, and I'll use a couple of other examples of people on our team, not using anyone's name, just to explain to you how you can sort of bring your spouse into the mix. And I am not the authority on this by any means. So if you're not on my team and you have questions, I would definitely recommend that you reach out to your direct upline who is growing and ask them questions, if you have them, about when is the right time to sponsor your spouse. Is it ever the right time to sponsor your spouse? I am not an accountant. I am not a financial planner. I don't know anything, I know some things, but I'm not going to advise you about taxes or what the implications are on taxes when you have 2 people in your home building a Plexus business. That's definitely something that you should talk to an accountant or somebody about that. What I want to talk to you about is just the advantages of how you can work within our system to benefit you in your household financially, and how you can work within the rules. So, very simply, when you sign up a new ambassador and they have purchased a welcome kit, which of course everyone that we sponsor is going to purchase a welcome kit. They're either going to purchase the $99 welcome kit or the $199 welcome kit. Are there exceptions to that? Of course. But as a rule, everyone who signs up is going to purchase a welcome kit. And so we'll talk about the smaller welcome kit in terms of dollars right now. So if you sign up a level 1 ambassador, you receive a business building bonus from that person of $25 on the following Friday. Everyone understands that part. Once that person that you've signed up your level 1, again, once they sign up customers, you get that 5% override bonus on everything over 100. Everybody understands that part. Okay, great. And we also get points for that person once they become commission qualified. So once they have 100 either over their welcome kit or the month following, every time that they have $100 in sales through their website, they then become worth 5 points to us as a level 1. So when we start talking about signing up a spouse, they then become our level 1 ambassador. So when you sign up your spouse, you still receive all the same benefits. You get the $25 and in the business building bonus and all of those things. But now you have 2 businesses. Now, in my case, with Andy, he is not actively building the business. So because of that, I do not announce any of his successes or anything like that on the team pages. The people that I sign up on Andy's team, I act as their level 1 ambassador. Honestly, I don't even talk to them about Andy. I may explain to them that one of the benefits of the Plexus business is that we get to build under our spouse, and so that's why you see Andy's name as part of your upline sponsorship on the back office, but that's really all I mention about it. They don't call Andy for questions. They don't wonder why Andy isn't leading any team training calls or how he's a senior gold ambassador and you've never maybe even met Andy, because I do explain that portion of it, and I treat all of those people like my level 1s. As a matter of fact, I do have a group team page that has only my level 1s on it, and all of Andy's level 1s are on that page because I do treat them like my level 1s. Because in all fairness, they are level 1s to me. So if you're worried about, if you're a spouse of an ambassador and you're like, well, I'm not ready to build a business, I don't want to interfere with my work life or anything like that, and you know, I'm worried about my job, thinking I'm trying to build a second business, no. No one that Andy works with knows that he is in any way involved with Plexus. It's something that we are just doing to reap the benefits of having 2 Plexus ambassadors within the same household and funneling into the same bank account, so to speak. So let me explain a little bit about how that works. So when I decided to sign up Andy, I had sponsored personally right at about 15 or 16 people personally. And I, at that time, did not have any one leg that was really growing substantially. But I was regularly bringing on new ambassadors. So at that time, I decided to sign up Andy as an ambassador and start to put some people, sign people up as level 1s under Andy, so that I would start to grow a leg for myself. Now, I have never had an issue with having points outside of my primary leg, and let me explain what that means. When you become a gold ambassador, you have to have 15 points outside of your primary leg. So what does that mean? Your primary leg is not the first person that you signed up in Plexus, but it's the leg or the group of people that bring you the most number of points. And so at the time, I had plenty of little single and small groups, but I didn't have a primary leg, and I really wanted to start to build that. And so I decided to sign up Andy as an ambassador, and I started putting people under that leg. So that's one reason that you might consider it. There is a financial benefit to doing that. And you can do the math. If you're signing up a level 1 ambassador and you're getting $25, you know that your sponsor gets $12.50, and then it goes up 2 more from that. So if I sign up Amy, for example, Amy is my sister-in-law. I signed her up on Andy's team. Now, I still work directly with Amy. But when I signed her up, Andy received $25 from her welcome kit, and I received $12.50. Well, there is no he and I. We have the same checking account. All the money goes into our family finances. So now instead of receiving $25 from someone signing up, we receive $37.50. So let that sink in a minute. So you're making more money when someone signs up. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that now when I purchase my personal Plexus products, we get all of our products under Andy's ambassador number so that we make sure that he is at that 25% level of sponsorship, meaning he has $500 of purchases that are going through his account. And so we get 25%. Andy gets 25% there. With those business override bonuses of the 5%, Andy receives 5% of everything over $100 of his level 1. Again, all going into our personal finances. I make 5% off, an additional 5% off of everything over 100 that is in Andy's account, which again is still products that are coming into our house, so we're getting that additional 5%. And then all of our preferred customers right now we're putting under my account, because really right now it's because of the convention contest that's going on, because I want to get those credits for the new people that are joining. So hopefully that's not too confusing. I know it can be a little bit, but let me give you another scenario of when we're talking about outside leg points, when it might make sense to sign up your spouse. So I just had a conversation with someone who, one of the very first people that she signed up in her business took off. And so as they both started approaching gold, the person that was sponsored, so we're going to call this person A, and this is person B. So person A was right at 100 points, and person B was right at 100 points. So we know that for the qualifications for gold, you have to have at least 15 points outside of your primary leg. So in this case, person A did have 3 people sponsored outside of person B. So it was fine. They both promoted, but you've got person B at 100 points and you've got person A at 115 points. Everybody promotes and they are both a gold. But then when you think about promoting to senior gold, you have to have 40 points, 40, outside of your primary leg. So that means that person A is going to have to get wider, meaning add more level 1s or help the level 1s that she has sponsored to grow their teams in order for that person to also promote to senior gold when person B promotes to senior gold. And so the conversation that I had with sponsor A or ambassador A, they had added a few people and they still needed 20 extra points outside of their primary leg in order to promote. And so she asked me, should I consider signing up my spouse? And in that situation, I said yes. And here is why. Because she's either going to sign up 4 level 1s herself, or she could sign up her spouse, sign up 3 additional people and put them under her spouse. You make more money per sign up. You're getting that override bonus. And now her spouse goes silver and you're getting that $100 silver bonus, as well as potentially she becoming a senior gold and getting a $350 bonus. Almost every month that I have gone up in rank, so has my spouse. So for example, the month that I went Ruby, my spouse became a gold ambassador. So not only did I get the Ruby bonus, but we had the gold bonus coming in as well. The month that I went senior Ruby, my spouse went senior gold. Next month, when I go emerald, my spouse is going to also go ruby. So when you start thinking about the bonuses that are involved in that, you're also adding, things are adding up there as well. People ask me, like, oh my gosh, does it get confusing? To me, it's not confusing because I do treat it like everybody that signs up, whether I put them under my spouse or myself, are all my level 1s. I treat them like my level 1s. I counsel with them like my level 1s. When I have a contest, let's say just for my level 1s, they're included because financially, to me, they are all my level 1s. Now, at some point, if Andy decides that he does want to build a business, am I just going to say, oh, here's 100 people that are all on your team that have never talked to you ever, go lead them, do contests, tell them what books that they should read? No. It won't happen that way. Now, Andy is super supportive of me, and he is very supportive of the Plexus business, but he is allowing me to almost use him in a way to be able to have just a second Plexus business. And so my goal right now is to become a Diamond Ambassador and have my husband become a Diamond Ambassador shortly after me. And then at some point we'll both re-enter because we have the ability to do that. And that we'll both be double diamonds at some point in the future. And that's a very unique thing that Plexus offers that many, many, many other network marketing companies do not allow. So I don't want this to become too complicated, and I don't want to continue to state the same things over and over again. It can become a little bit like a chess match when you're trying to figure out, do you want to put people under your spouse, or do you want to put people in your own with? And I will admit that right now, Andy and I are, or for a little bit, we're in that space. Because Amy, as I mentioned, is my sister-in-law. She is on Andy's team and is growing very rapidly. So I do need to make sure that I balance that if I want Andy, again, to be able to continue to promote along with Amy. And so right now I'm in a season of all of my new ambassadors are being placed on Andy's team because I do need him to add people to balance out Amy's growth, which is a great place to be. Not only does it help me, but it helps Andy to be able to continue to grow, if that makes sense. So I'm going to open it up for some questions. Again, if you're more comfortable like typing the question in the chat, I can answer it for you that way. If you would like to unmute yourself, you can. I just want to make sure that we're not all talking at the same time. But what we're going to do is answer questions specifically about signing up your spouse and how is the best way to do that and how to build a business under your spouse. Does anybody have any questions? You can raise your hand. Like I said, you can chat that you have a question, and then I can unmute you. Okay, Crystal raised her hand. So go ahead and unmute yourself. Do know that if your video is on, as soon as you start talking, that you'll be on the video.
Hi.
Turn it off.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, my video's off, I think.
Okay.
I hope.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's turned off.
Okay, I just have a question. Would you recommend someone being higher in rank? Like, I'm not yet silver. So, would it be beneficial for me to add Jamark now to help get to silver, or should I wait until after I have more of my team built?
So one thing is that you do have to think about is that once you sign up your spouse, you still are going to need to have at least 100 PV going through each one of your accounts in order to still stay commission qualified and to have the points make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So if you, as your primary position, if you have plenty of preferred customers and you're consistently over 500 PV and you're considering signing up your spouse and then you're both going to be ordering under his account, then I would say it's fine for you to do that if you want to. I would just never recommend doing it if you, in your primary position, aren't consistently without your purchases over 500 PV.
Okay.
If taking away your purchase is going to make you go below 500, then I would not consider that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you can just mute yourself. Amy has a question. Crystal, if you'll just mute yourself back, that would be great. Okay, Amy?
So Josh and I were just sitting here talking, and I'm lucky enough that you already know where I am and you know kind of what my team looks like. His question is it better to hold him out to be an ace in the hole sometimes, at some point down the road, if I'm ever going after a bonus or, going after a promotion? Is it better to hold him out as an ace in the hole, or is it better to go on and put him in now?
Well, I guess the way I feel about that is if you're building your business solidly and you're growing at a steady pace, there's really not ever a time that you're going to need a quote ace in the hole. I mean, you're growing it or you're not growing it. So I would look at the finances of it and see how you're growing and how that's going to affect, your signing up and how much money you're going to make as you sign up each person. So I would, if you have enough width and you feel like that it's something that you want to do, I mean, I wouldn't be holding off that extra, you know, $12.50 each time you're signing somebody up if you've already got the width, just because you're waiting for some promotion.
Okay.
And you, like you said, I do know your situation. I mean, if it were me, yeah, I would go ahead and do it. And somebody just chatted. So someone mentioned, that Plexus recommends that you wait until you're at least the gold ambassador to sign up your spouse. And I think part of that is making sure that you do have width, that you do have enough of a team established. And I do agree with that to some extent. For me, I signed up my spouse the month that I went gold, and I knew that I needed 4 more people in order to become a gold ambassador. So I did sign up my spouse, and those last 3 people I put under him. So he became a silver ambassador, and I became a gold ambassador the same month. Does anybody else have a question? All right. So I thank you guys tonight for your time. I hope that this was beneficial for you guys and that it was fruitful, that it maybe answered some of your questions about why you would even want to sign up your spouse, or maybe some of the strategy behind that. I will be online for probably the next 30 minutes. If you want to send me a private message, you can send me a voice message, you can text me, or we can set up time for a follow-up call. I have recorded this session, so feel free to share it. Again, I will say I am not the authority on this. There's no Plexus manual or anything that tells you exactly how to build. It's just something that Plexus does allow us to do. And so I think that if your business is structured correctly, that it's something that you should, in my opinion, take advantage of. All right, guys, have a great night, and I will talk to you soon.